Something really stuck with me after the NBA Summer League. Victor
Tell me.
Wembanyama looked nervous. I mean, it makes sense. That amount of attention and pressure would make most of us completely fold. But for some
And
reason,
people was like, yo, he's a
through his
bust.
interviews and what he did last time he was in Vegas, I didn't expect this.
Thought.
But he looked stiff. It looked like he was playing with tunnel vision. He had made his mind on what he was going to do well before he did it. He was barely jumping on his jump shot, which is the opposite of what we usually see. He wasn't sprinting out.
I mean,
in
yeah, he
transition.
was like
He looked
nervous.
conscious of the defensive 3-second rule. It really wasn't until the tail end of that second game, after getting a couple shots down, where it started to look like he was loosening up, play faster, play confident. And luckily, it looks like those nerves and jitters will be exclusive to that early summer league action. He's come out in the preseason and has already done some things every single night that really just hurt your brain. His very first basket of the preseason comes on a putback after a missed free throw over Chet. If you let him get this good a position at the rim, he's just going to beat you to the ball. And while Wembanyama isn't a very physical rebounder yet, we've already seen him use his height really well to his advantage in different circumstances. In the summer league,
I
it
agree.
looked like he was going to get beat to the ball, but all he has to do is just get a hand in there to flick it up. Once both him and his opponent's feet are on the ground, the advantage clearly goes his way.
Sheesh.
Later in the preseason, Thomas
And
Bryant
nothing
gets
you
a
can
fine
do about
box
that.
well, aside from the fact that Wembanyama's entire arm is over top him, which he uses to flick the ball up and out back to himself. Then last night against the Warriors, the rebound goes wide.
Dude is a
Wiggins
unicorn,
are
bro.
there, but once again, all he needs to do is just get the hand in there and flick it up. While there's been a few slightly taller than Wembanyama, he plays way taller than any player ever. What allows him to do this is
Who's taller than
jumping.
Wembanyama?
You see it here. Not only does Wembanyama have nearly a half a foot
I thought
on
he's
movement,
like the tallest.
just on a rebound. Look how much Wembanyama is coming off the ground compared to Looney. His next basket comes running out in
Ooh.
transition, which we saw a lot during the preseason, and it was great to see after not seeing much at all during the summer league. Then just 5 minutes into his very first preseason game, we see something that made me sprint to get something down for Wembanyama to take home Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Williams, a runner-up for Rookie of the Year, hits him with a behind the back. He gets Wemby. Right here, his back
Right, and he
completely
recovered.
turned. But you're going to see this a lot. Not only is Wembanyama's speed ridiculous for his height, but his ability to stop on a dime just doesn't make sense. He's able to recover and get the block, a play that can only be replicated by an extremely short list of elite size and length combinations in the league. Something I was curious to see coming into the year is how Wembanyama would deal with contact, but so far he isn't shying away on either end. Here he headbutts Chet, sends him to the ground, and Wembanyama's rubbing it in. Then shortly after, we see something that at first looks pretty normal. Wembanyama's guarding Giddey at the top of the key, but gets a hand in on Wallace driving to the rim for the steal. But go back. What in the world?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you want to know why we've never seen something like
That's how
this
he got
before?
the steal?
Why he's doing
Damn.
these odd stretches all the time. Here you go.
He's like,
He literally has 1 foot
Mr.
on the free throw
Fantastic.
line and 1 foot on the free throw line.
from,
He's
from,
doing a
that's
full
Mr.
split,
Fantastic, right?
Then gets the steal and is immediately sprinting out on the break, and there's no way Chet is
From
catching
the
up.
Fantastic Four.
All those clips so far
That's his
are
name.
in the first quarter of his very
That nigga
first
turned into
preseason
Mr.
game. In the
Fantastic,
second
bro,
quarter,
to get
he's
this
going to the
steal.
basket.
Hell
Chet
nah.
meets him at the rim, but somehow, in this position, still in the air, he scoops it around Chet and uses his 8-foot wingspan to get the basketball basically right at the rim for a finger roll. Then we see him take a 3 off the inbounds, gets a lot of elevation on his jump shot, and knocks it in. A couple possessions later, he hits another 3, this one coming off a screen. Then in the third, easy offensive board, put back. Throughout this entire preseason, you see the confidence just growing and growing. He opens up this game with a transition 3. He misses it. But then a few possessions later, he's guarding Haywood
Definitely.
Highsmith on the perimeter. He gets taken off the dribble, but for some reason, Highsmith thinks he's going to get this shot off. With Wembanyama, there's a lot of little factors together we have to keep remembering. The speed with the stop-start ability.
Psych!
The longest wingspan in the league, but paired with elite hand speed. His hand is nearly on his hip when the shot goes off. And Wemby's talking trash after. We're just minutes into the game. He's coming off the screen as the ball handler stops on a dime. His first read
Talk
is
your
a
shit,
clean
bruh.
crossman.
Talk your
It's not
shit.
there. He gets the
They say
easy
you
win.
was a bust.
The
Let
very
them
next
know,
possession,
bruh.
One dribble, step back at the elbow, money. Then look here. Just about a minute later, he's in a very similar spot to where he was a few minutes ago. He gets a dribble handoff. Charles Bassey sets a pick. Last time in this same spot, his defender dropped, so he took it and went towards the rim. But this time, Highsmith jumps the screen, so Wemby goes the opposite direction, one dribble, pull up. Then in the second quarter, he helps force a turnover and is already sprinting out on the break. This poor guy has to try to defend a full-speed Euro step dunk, a Euro step that began well beyond the free throw line. Shortly after, he's backing down that same guy, gets doubled, finds Vassell for a wide open three, then gets it on the short wing, quick
That
post up,
nigga, you a
contested around
step
the rim,
from the
knocks it in.
3-point line,
Next
nigga.
possession, pick and pop three. A possession later, flicks that rebound back to himself we mentioned earlier, then initiates the break with the ball, finds Sohan for the assist. Then after a dump off, his back is completely turned to Bryant with the ball, but he manages to still meet him at the rim for the block. 30 seconds later, we get this viral clip. First of all, it's insane he's even taking the ball up here, but he gets it to Trey Jones on the wing. Instantly, he uses his other arm to pin his defender on his back simultaneously while the ball is still going to Trey Jones. He's calling for the lob. He's still at the 3-point line when Jones goes to throw it. By the time the ball is in the air, he hasn't even sniffed the
But he
free throw
just
line.
need an all-star
Wemby
point
takes
guard.
off like
That's
9
it.
feet from the rim and finishes off the alley-oop. The first possession for San Antonio in the second. Wemby is taking it up, gets a screen from Osman, comes off, keeps the ball low. Well, as low as possible for someone like him. So he goes between the legs to prevent the ball from being in front, which so far seems to be his go-to in situations like this. Now, as I said when it came to this summer league, we have seen some tunnel vision from Wemby. Definitely less than July.
His handles
but the
are
second he's coming off the
impressive,
screen,
bro.
what he's about to do is predetermined, which I guess is fine when you know you're going to get the shot off. He sinks it falling away. Just like that clip where he did a split in the first game. He's guarding someone off the ball on the perimeter. He's ball watching, only turns away from his man once the ball handler's back is completely away from him. Swipes, gets the steal, and just
He's
like
with
that,
Richard,
he's off
bro.
to the races. There's a foul, but without it, we would have seen the exact same thing we saw before. Then he just dunks on Thomas Bryant, whose reaction afterwards says it all. Finds Sohan for an assist. Blocks Haysmith again. I mean, what is he supposed to do here? Then off the dribble, turnaround, money. Then we go to game 3 versus the Rockets, and there's just no way it gets crazier. But somehow it does. At this point, Wembanyama is just feeding the highlight reel. He gets a steal defending the fast break.
Oh,
We've all seen this. Reggie Bullock's career highlight. Wembanyama nutmegs him. I mean, I thought he would be fun, but this is just ridiculous. Afterwards, he dumps it off.
yo, you ain't tryna
Then he blocks Şengün.
try that
Gets a
nigga
three
Bullock
in
like
Şengün's
that,
mouth.
bro.
Switches hands to get this insane block on Jayshawn Tate. But what's really crazy here is look at where he was just seconds earlier. He's taking a jump shot pretty much at the baseline.
Wemby already have
He
more
misses it,
highlights
but
than
gets
most
back for
NBA
that
players,
block.
bro.
Then he's hitting another 3 in the face of Şengün. There's just nothing he can do. A tough realization you can see on his face. He defends this Jabari Smith jumper. Again, it doesn't look crazy on your screen in real time. But again, you've got to stop and think. Jabari is 6'10", 6'11", gets elevated on this shot, has a high release point. Wembanyama's not even really that close, but is still able to get his hand right at the ball, maybe even on it as it falls short. Then he's out and running, gets a good pass, but mishandles it. What happens next is just alien activity.
Oh, that
Wembanyama
pass. He
knows what
passed
he's
that
doing. He
pass.
doesn't
I
have to do
remember.
anything too crazy here, but instead, in the air, falling out of bounds, at 7'4", goes with a no-look pass on the money to Vassell in the corner. Just how? Then we reach the 4th and final preseason game, which starts out
that was
big he is compared to the Warriors starting center on the jump.
that game was
Then we're just
something.
minutes in,
That was straight
contested lob
bullying.
mid-range, step back on target.
Straight
Then
bullying.
Wemby's in the paint when the ball is kicked out to Wiggins on the wing. He gets out there and sends the 3 back. He then crosses up Wiggins for a pull-up at the elbow.
Nah, he bullied the
Baseline
Wiggins.
for a ridiculous and 1 over Clay. Then he blocks Clay's 3. What was scary to think about during this entire game was seeing just how much offense was created from Wembanyama sending back all these jump shots. He
Yeah.
follows that block for an easy dunk. Then Wiggins tried to put some moves on Wembanyama in the corner. He's unfazed, gets the rejection. To get some more perspective,
Usually
on
you
what Wiggins
can-
has to deal with
You
here.
can do
Look
that
at Wembanyama working on his on-ball defense
against other
pre-game
bigs.
against someone of
You
average.
know what I'm
height.
saying?
Oh, by the way, we're only 7 minutes into the first quarter. When he's back out there in the second, he hits a contested 3 over Looney. Sends back Curry's shot. Then in the third, Wiggins is
Oh
shot.
damn, I didn't even
Then
see
he
that
picks
one.
up the
God
rebound we talked about
damn.
earlier, before running out on the break for the slam. I'm not sure why Curry even bothered there. Hits a mid-range over Kuminga before being done with the night. Sure, it's the preseason, but who cares? He played a couple
Hey,
quarters
that's what
in
people
just
were
4
saying.
games,
They was like, oh,
and
it's
we
the
saw all of
preseason.
this.
They're
He
not
didn't
really
have any
playing
reason
like
to bring
that.
up production
They're just
once.
willingly,
If you're not tuning into
getting
the game
embarrassed.
Wednesday,
You know,
I feel sorry.
just the preseason. I'm gonna just let this nigga block my shots and dunk on me and do all that shit because it's preseason. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna let him dunk on me. I'm gonna let him block all my shots and destroy me. You know what I'm saying? So, cause it's preseason, so I'm gonna let him slide.